Zing DatA's embedded analytics feature allows you to easily add charts and tables into your own application. You can even apply dynamic filters on the chart from your application or use row-level security to have customized views based on the logged-in user. Now let's see how you can embed a chart from Zing into your application. The first step is to create required tokens and keys for embedding. Log into your Zing application and navigate to the Organizations page. You will see a list of your organizations on this page where your paid organization will have the Pro badge displayed. In order to utilize the embedded analytics feature, you will have to have at least one paid organization. Let's go into the settings of this organization. To generate your first API key, click on the Embeds tab and click on the Generate API Key button. This will create an API key for you and an embed secret which should be saved for later use in your code. The API keys and embed secrets can be enabled and disabled as required. Now let's create our first question in order to embed that question into your own application. I will navigate towards the Zing web application where I have a data source connected. I will use the pet ownership table and create a chart. The x-axis would be pet type and the y-axis would be the sum of total number in United States. And let's run this question. Once you have the answer for the question, you can save this question by giving it a name. Next, click on the three-dot menu and click on the Embed options, where you will see a button to generate your embed ID. Once you click on that button, you will have your embed ID and make sure to copy this for later use in your code as well. Now let's move on to the integration. As part of the integration process, you will have to update your backend code as well as your front-end code. The first step is to create a secure session with Zing. In order to do this, Zing exposes an API endpoint called Embed Sessions. You can call this API endpoint from your backend with the relevant data. As the payload, you have to pass in the user data where the logged-in user's email is mandatory. As header options, you have to pass in the Zing API key, which will be used to authorize your organization for embedding. As a result of this API call, you will receive a one-time session token that you need to pass to your front end to be used with subsequent API calls. The second step is to generate a signed embed URL. With the signed embed URL, we make sure that this URL will be used only once, and we also ensure that the server will validate each request. In order to generate the signed embed URL, copy this code snippet into your backend code and follow the instructions. This example is given in Node.js. One thing to note is that you will need your Zing embed secret for the signature when creating this signed URL. Once you receive the final URL, pass this as well onto your front end so that it can be used to embed your charts. Now let's move on to the front end updates. Before we dive into the code, let's have a look at our demo application. This is the application that I will be using to embed the Zing charts into. Right now, it does not have any charts. The first step of the front-end updates would be to install the Zing SDK and import it into your front-end code along with the Zing CSS file. Once you have these two ready, you can dive into the code. In my demo application, I have a component where I'm passing the signed embed URL, which I received from the backend, the Zing API key, and the one-time session token that I received from the backend as well. In order to embed the first chart, I will have to copy the embed ID from the Zing web application. So let's go over here and copy this embed ID and paste it onto the demo application. Once I have the embed ID, let's reload the demo application. And you can see that the Zing chart is embedded into this application. Moreover, you can also apply dynamic filters onto this chart, which was not there in the original chart on Zing. Let's see how to do that. I will create another chart with the same embed ID, but the difference here would be there will be a where clause where I will be filtering results of this particular chart to not include the pet type dogs. Let's see the result of this chart. As you can see here, the same chart that we displayed earlier is displayed here, but without the result for dogs. Likewise, you can apply multiple filters onto Zing charts from your own application. You can have different types of charts such as bar charts, horizontal bar charts, line charts, area charts, etc. All the information about the setup and preparation and also integration is available on the official Zing documentation at docs.getzingdata.com.